I don't know why, but Discord isn't going into streamer mode automatically when I go live. Gotta remember to check that next time. But yeah, I regret to inform you that I will be playing more Phantasy Star today. I am pleased to / regret to inform you. To be fair, it's not PSO again. But I didn't transfer over my my save data for Infinity from my other computer when I built the new one. So I've got a fresh slate basically, and it's been a few years since I streamed it last time. So I think it's a good time to tell people to play PSP2i again. Tweak the volume a tiny bit here. Yo, what's good, Joe? So, we never actually got this game in English. We got Phantasy Star Portable 2, which is like the first version of this game, and it's a good game. But this is basically the sequel / director's cut, because it has an entirely new story campaign. It's got an entirely new difficulty. It's got like an entirely new mission system, a bunch of balance tweaks, stuff like that, a new race. Honestly, I think it's probably the best online Phantasy Star game of the entire series, and I'm including PSO. A lot of the stuff we would see in PSO 2 came from this game. For example, a block button. Or I guess technically it came from Phantasy Star Portable 2 and not Infinity, but yeah, a lot of the stuff from PSO 2 that kind of became standard came from this game first. And it uses the universe like engine, so it's like, you know, you have a lot more freedom of movement compared to Phantasy Star Online, but at the same time not quite as bonkers movement as in PSO 2. But the original version of this game, again, we got it in English. Infinity never came out in English. There was an official... I think they planned on doing Infinity at some point, but then at that point it was just... There just was not enough money in the PSP anymore by the time I guess they got around to it. And also it was kind of like... The landscape of video games at the time... The PSP was way more popular in Japan than it was in North America. This game has kind of like almost like a Street Pass feature. But obviously, you know, North America, PSP wasn't quite as big on the online stuff, so it added like an entirely new like lobby system too. Like it brought back the old PSO lobbies, whereas the original game was all done from menus in Portable 2. But we never got it in English, so there is an official, I keep saying official, there was a translation patch made a few years back. And you can play it in any, you know, emulator or method of playing Phantasy Star Portable 2 that you have access to modify an ISO for. That's right, it's a nut that you can play outside. That's exactly what the PSP is. You got it. So the biggest thing with this game compared to Portable 1 is that it's a lot more, like, it kind of does its own thing compared to Universe. Like, Portable 1 was a lot closer to just, like, a smaller version of Phantasy Star Universe. So it had, like, every individual weapon had its own PP battery and stuff, whereas this game, they have the global PP pool, and rather than just kind of spamming photon arts constantly, you build chains in this one. So, first thing you do is start by making a character. You get the 5 races. You get humans, Numens, casts, beasts, and Dumens. This is the first game that they showed up in. PSO2 brought them back, but it was like a different storyline version of them. Everybody also has their own kind of like unique special move, I guess, because mags don't exist in this game. So humans get like Mirage Blasts, which are kind of like the old Photon Blasts. Numens also do the same thing, I believe. And then casts get sub-weapons, which are kind of like... they're more customizable. You can do, like, more supportive blasts. Basically, it's kind of like a customizable Photon Blast or whatever. Then beasts get to transform into Nanoblast Beast Mode, which I believe makes you fully invincible. And then Dumens get, like, Infinity Blast, which is kind of like an overdrive mode. You get, like, a laser sword or a laser orb or whatever based on your type. So, I think I will do a robot. I like the disparity between the male and female default robot options. I do like the default costumes for Dooman though. The bullfighter outfits is quite good. Yeah, I think I want to do a cast. Let's make a lady cast. Now, there's a lot of customization considering this is a PSP game. Like, you have to remember, a lot of this is built under the confines of a portable system. So, the visuals obviously are not going to be as good as, you know, Universe, but at the same time, it's very impressive that they got this all on a PSP. You can also change costumes, like the body stuff, you can customize that when you get in the game, much like PSU. Oh, here we go. I was gonna say, where's the hair at? Oh, there we go. PSP only has the one stick, so you have to remember, there is a hack for this that lets you use the right stick for camera control, but by default you were using, like, the, you had to, like, manual lock on all the time. How silly the proportions get. Not quite PSO2 level. Proportions are kind of just like the old, you know, PSO style body square, and then height. So you're not going to have any, you know, floating titties like you get in PSO2, if that's what you were hoping for. Let's see. So I got to figure out a face. This was a lot more important in Infinity because you could actually see other people's characters in the lobby, whereas in base Portable 2, it was just when you were in a mission. You couldn't just, you know, idle in a lobby or whatever. Sure. Let's do the robot lines. Do the robot lines, let's do Urple eyes. Or as Urple as I can get on this color wheel. Yeah, PSO got very over the top when it came to, like, they went all in on the horminess, you know? Big eyebrows. Let's do the dots. Let's do eyebrow dots this time. I love how there's an option for eyelashes, despite the fact on the native PSP resolution this would be like a few pixels of difference, but it's important, damn it. I'm actually not sure. I don't know if I have PSP, PPSSPP doing Texture filtering. Let me see, because by default it is... So this is native rendering resolution. This is what you would roughly be seeing on the actual PSP. Because remember, we're running off an emulator, which will smooth out a lot of the graphics. So if I do nearest neighbor texture filtering, it's hard to tell right now because we're on native res, but maybe texture scaling, would that be causing it? Let me see. Let me try doing... I'm going to do 4x rendering resolution. Texture scaling, if I bump that up to 4, it doesn't seem to change that much, so we'll just leave that as is, I guess. You can also add in, like, you know, post-processing if you really want to add, like, bloom or some nonsense like that. Let's do the under one, the under lashes. Ears. Robot ears. Ooh, that's good, actually. I kind of just want the horizontal spikes. I kind of just never want to be able to enter a doorway again. You know what's good, Blackblade? Let's look at our hair options. Zoom out a little bit. And make the hair a little brighter so it's easier to see. Oh, that actually changes your eyebrow color, I guess. I can take out 2 eyes with those, not just one. I'm also running with a 60 FPS cheat hack because by default it doesn't let you do that. This game runs at 30 FPS and I think it is slightly lower in online multiplayer. Because, again, the PSP was... It was a good system, but it was not powerful enough to do, you know, full 60 FPS online 3D stuff with 3 other people. And a bunch of effects and big bosses and stuff going off, so... Like how this one just kind of clips through all the stuff. Kind of like the robot one here, the robot ears, the bonus ears. Was that 115? I believe you can customize this later. It's just like, you know, your character's body stuff and all that. I don't believe you can change that after. Let's do 15. And then, I don't know if I want to do purple hair, we'll see. Also, you can do kind of inhuman tones, but not quite all the way. You don't have, like, full customization. Maybe there's a hack for that. I don't know. What if she were blue? I think costumes and all that, I believe you change that later. Let me see, what color do I want? I've gotta have blue hair. I don't like when it's too bright, because then it's... I know it's just the background on this screen, but it feels like it's going to be popping out a little too much. You do like a dark red. Oh god. I gotta remember though, this is a Japanese game, so the confirm options are reversed. X is cancel and circle is confirm. So just remember that. What are my options for proportions here? Big. A little bigger. Bigger. Here we go. Arms, huh? I'm customizing my arms here, huh? Oh, I guess these are full outfits, so you don't get to... Some of these are just, like, full outfits, so you can't customize them, but then some of them are, like, you can do more modular stuff. So, like, for example, you can do the torso and legs and stuff separate. I like this one. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of Heaven's Mother from Phantasy Star Zero. Subcolor, I believe, is for just like little accents. Yeah, here we go. Robot. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, voice type. A little quiet. The problem is that this game, like, it's a PSP game, so a lot of the audio is compressed to fit. And it kind of just peaks at certain points, so we'll make it a little louder just for this screen. But I will probably drop it down a little more once we get in the game.
Yeah.
Wait, is this backwards? Oh, weird. The left side is high-pitched, the right is lower-pitched. Yeah, default is good. Alright. Let me put the volume back down a little bit. So your type doesn't matter too much because you get to change it whenever you like. The racial bonuses are still kind of a thing, though. It's generally advised if you want to be like a cast, if you want to be, you know, a robot and also cast magic. You can go pretty full robot. Like, there's a bunch of more robotic faces available for the lady robots if you like. I think we'll do Ranger. I feel like I mostly played Hunter on my original character. Oh boy. PSP gamepad input, baby. They had to make sure you were able to quickly type in Japanese without a keyboard, so it's like the dial, the numpad, whatever. Call. What? Wait, what is... Are these like full width characters? I guess it's like, yeah, different, weird. I don't know what to call you. What should I call you? Oh no, this character has skin. I'm saying, like, earlier there were options for more robotic bodies. Plus there's a ton of costumes as well. I don't know what I want to call you. Switch to? No. Absolutely not. I'm gonna call her Alt. If you played PSO, you know. Doesn't actually look like her, but, you know. And you can pick a robot. I believe you can change the types as well later on. This game doesn't have, like, the synthesis like in PSU, so they don't do, like, the synthesizing stuff. Fond of shotgun sprees. It's gotta be Tiny Butler, right? It's gonna be lowercase Jeeve, a singular Jeeve. Robot Girl looks like a 5-star stories machine. I mean, PSO2 does have a lot of options. It's just, you know, you kind of have to... You have to deal with the monetization of PSO2, so... One singular Jeeve. More than enough to kill anything that moves. There's just my test character that I was testing to make sure everything worked in. Delete him. Goodbye. Also, you can do, like, you get to save your character as support character data, so if somebody else street passes you while you're walking around with, you know, the still operating... Actually, no, you could still do this, because it's just the local Wi-Fi stuff. Yeah, you can give a copy of your character to other people, but it's not, you know, scaled up. You can't just drop a level 200 dude on a brand new player. It scales up or down. There is also a way to play this online, but I haven't really looked into it. So if you bought Portable 2 regular style, you don't have Episode 2. This takes place after Episode 1, so if you do want to follow the story, then it's recommended you do Episode 1 and then 2. Also, I think Episode 2 is generally more tough, so it might be tricky if you're starting from a brand new, fresh character. There are some things we can do to get around that, though. So this does explicitly take place in the same universe as Phantasy Star universe as well. So all the locations are going to be familiar. There are some characters from universe as well. These are all FMVs from Phantasy Star universe. That's right, forever.
それから3年後、グラールにはシードとの攻防の傷跡が未だ深く刻まれ、資源枯渇が深刻な問題になっていた。外宇宙への移動を可能とする亜空間航行理論が提唱され、最高の道を外宇宙への大規模な移民計画に求めた。政府、軍、三惑星中の企業は結束し、亜空間航行の実現化へ向けて I don't
know if I'm allowed to do the big subspace mission yet. I think that's a post-story thing. Also, it's a PSP game, so most of the cutscenes are going to be like visual novel style. A lot of JPEGs. I think you can also import data from Phantasy Star Portable 1. Like, you don't pull your entire character over, but there are some things, like some characters will be like, oh yeah, I remember you. But most of this is like its own kind of mostly self-contained story, with some characters coming in from earlier entries. She is in fact a mercenary, or will be. This cutscene's way quieter for some reason, I don't know why. Another thing for the North American version for Portable 2 vanilla style, it didn't have any voice acting for the dialogue sections here, whereas the Japanese version had dialogue for everything, like it had voice acting. Plot headache. Thankfully for this game, you get to use your own character. In the story, you don't have to play as Ethan fucking Weber. Chotomate kudasai. There's also, like, some situation, like, there's certain choices you can make for, like, a better ending, and I think there are some unlocks based on that, but you can replay the game. Like, you can redo the missions, it's just there isn't really any indication which ending path you're locked into. So you gotta be pretty careful. Just follow a guide if you want to make sure you're getting the best ending. I am thinking about going deeper into this place. Sono bleh. A lot of the music also is kind of like taken from Universe. It's really too bad we never got this in English. Like, it would have been so cool. So, good luck. Never been in a fight before, you're good, right? Okay, so. They will teach you, you know, basic controls and such. Controls are very similar to Universe, but there's a big difference. I'm just kind of skipping through this because I already know how to lock on and move around and stuff. So, you know, you have your full lock on and stuff, but the big difference for this game compared to Universe, you also have like the left and right hand weapons, is that when you attack an enemy, you build a chain on them. And you could just swing in at an enemy until they die, and that's a very slow way to kill stuff, but what you want to do instead is build chain first and then use a photon art. Because in Universe, all you kind of did was, you know, do your perfect timing and then get a photon art, and that was kind of it. Whereas this game, it's more like, it's more based around, you want to build your chain first. There's a reason to do regular attacks, aside from being out of PP, you know? But yeah, this game has, if you look at my PP gauge there, rather than the PSU style of every weapon having its own, you know, separate PP gauge, it now has just everybody... Oh wait, controls backwards, right? Every weapon just shares a thing now. So it just recovers a lot faster than PSU, but on the flip side, you can't just be spamming photon arts nonstop anymore. And since we picked Ranger, we get to have a gun. I believe, you know, Hunter starts with the big sword. What's it called? Force starts with magic, and then Vanguard, which is braver in the Japanese version, kind of does its own weird little thing. Vanguard was kind of broken in the original Portable 2, I should say. So much like PSU, you have your action palette, you can, you know, slap items and weapons on it, all that stuff on it. Shield Weave is just your armor, but right now we only have the one, so there's no real reason to change it. Also, there's first-person mode in here as well. If you want to fine-tune your aiming, you also do slightly more damage in first-person mode as well. Another big thing I should show off. I'll get a second here. Rangers work a little differently. Their basic attack... Like, their basic shots still cost PP as well to kind of make up for the fact that they get to attack from a distance. But then they charge their shots to pop it. So it's a little less easy to build chain on rangers compared to hunters, but on the flip side, it's a lot safer. You also do slightly more damage if you're in first-person mode with ranged attacks. Power shot. Photon discs, like leveling up photon arts by just using discs, are back. They took out the leveling up a skill by just using it over and over thing from Universe, because that was... It's not a bad idea, but in practice it just meant you were kind of... You know, you would hit level cap and then your skills would still be super underleveled. But here's the other big thing they added. They added a block button. Most two-handed weapons can block on their own. One-handed weapons do require a shield in the other hand to block. It does spend PP though, so when I do this, that's blocking. Trust me, I'm blocking. Rifles also can't move while you're firing them, whereas pistols can, so if I were to switch back to my saber and handgun, I can move around and shoot freely. Yeah, there's a little bit of clawing with this, but thankfully the version on emulator, if I pop open my cheat menu, actually, I can show that off. So this one has a lot of nice quality of life things for the cheats. So for example, there's 60 FPS. You can just enable full story progress to unlock all the missions and stuff if you like, if you don't want to deal with the story. Certain things like completing online open missions, that title is unattainable now because, you know, the official PlayStation servers are down forever. But then you can also add camera support for the right analog stick. So for example, you can speed up how quick the right analog moves the camera, or just turn it off entirely if you prefer, so you don't have to claw as much, but it's nice. It's good that we get to do this. Because right now I'm just using the right stick to, you know, change camera and all that. Why is my right stick not doing the camera now? Hello? I was doing it. It doesn't seem to be working now. Did I turn it off? I didn't turn it off, did I? Hang on. Maybe I can't do camera vertical movement release and right analog camera at the same time? I don't know. But you can also use the D-pad if you like. I played enough of the PSP version, you know, to be okay with the D-pad. I need to look into why that isn't working. There might be, like, something I have to set up in the controls as well. The other thing they added to this is dodging. Because PSU also did not have a dodge button. It gives you iframes, but it does cost PP, so don't, you know, just spam dodges constantly. It's also not like a quick way to get around. You're not going to be spamming this to just zoop around quickly. Because PSU, again, it had a lot of neat concepts, but it didn't execute them super well. Woot! Like, for example, movement was a lot more simplistic because it was just kind of, you didn't really dodge attacks intentionally, you just kind of hoped that your evasion stat dodged them for you. Oh, do you have to do stick map to D-pad? That's probably why. I could do that real quick. Actually, let me get that done right now. Much like in PSU, there's keys to prevent somebody from just running ahead and killing everything. There we go. So normally you can't do, like, free camera control. So some things might look a little weird, like this is not really meant to be looking up, so you're not supposed to be able to see the top. The little dark stuff up there looks kind of weird. But yeah, now I'm using the right stick to control, so it's a lot nicer. Power shot. Alright, I gotta use the right stick now. Level 6. Wow. Am I using Power Shot? Oh god, this is gonna be so weird though. I might actually multi-bind it. Because I like using the D-pad for menus, I don't like using the right stick, so let me multi... Oh, right, I gotta do... Hang on. Up. There we go. If you just click on the control itself, it doesn't actually add a new one, it just replaces the existing one. Alright, this should work now. There we go. Much better. But yeah, the combat and adding photon arts and stuff is the same way that it's done in Universe. So you equip an item to your palette, and then you link photon arts to it. So right now we only have Power Shot. Did I not have that linked already? I guess I didn't have it linked. Oh right, Power Shot is a basic. It replaces your basic attack, not the special. That's why. That's why, chat. Also, I don't know if they did this in Portable 1, I don't recall what the boxes looked like, but this one brought back the more PSO-style classic boxes. Because Universe, the item drops, they just look weird. They look really tiny and weird. I don't like them. I think there's also a way, I want to say if you do... I want to say if you press follow, your party members won't break chains. Because one problem with the AI, at least in original Portable 2, was that the AI would just kind of break chains whenever they felt like it. So ideally for really tough enemies, you want to be building up a bigger chain. This is also like kind of the style of gameplay that they use for, what's it called? SRB to Infinity. Another game I enjoy. I played that, streamed that a little while back. Even just like a 2-chain is way better than just popping a 1-chain on an enemy, you know? They also made it a lot easier to tell in this game when your just attack window is going off. Because you now have circles over your thing, so if you press the button when the circle overlaps, like if I press attack... Okay, Shark, please. Like that's when the timing is, as opposed to Universe, which was just kind of like you have to feel it out for every single attack. And then if you want to use items, just as it said, you know, tab over to whichever palette has it. And then you release the button and it just automatically uses it. Ah, sugoi.
私は軍事会社に登録されてるだけで、だっていうのに、あのおっさん。ああ、なんかだんだん。
A nerf.
でしょ？やっぱりそうだよね。確かに私も仕事を襟好みして何にもやってる。どうした？とにかくあんたがいれば無事に帰れる。シードはもう。I
don't know if this uses the same translation for the original release for all the dialogue.
私の言うこと。
It's been a while since I actually just played vanilla PSP2.
シード襲来があった。でも全部が全部そうだったかっていうと、一説によるとシードの散布する素粒子に反応して起動し、だけど同時に磁場の乱れも観測され、そもそもシードは3年前に一掃されたはずなのに。
That's right, the last of the seed.
何らかのプログラム管理である以上。
You're doing a lot of ano eto boing.
常識だって。傭兵だったら誰だっていい。今の説明は忘れて。
You don't really have an option to just say, yeah, no, I don't believe you. Most of the story, like, the decisions you make don't change the story significantly, it's just mostly for the true ending stuff. That's kind of the big thing. Yeah, there we go, get a 6-chain, we do way more damage with our photon arts. Like, Episode 2 would be all new translation stuff, because that never officially got translated, but I don't know about this one. About the original campaign. Bye. Nope. Okay, bye. I also love this game because the timing on blocking, it's pretty generous, but at the same time, you can't just, you know, commit to doing big attacks and blocking whenever something swings in. Like, you do have to plan a little bit around that. It's not completely brainless. Need to move my mouse off the screen. You can't see it, but I can. And it's right in the middle, and it's like it's pointing. I don't like it. Oh, is it circle? Yeah, there we go.
Here.
Wow. Yeah, I would have to see, like, footage of the original. Pretty sure last time I played OG Portable 2 was 2010. Your shots aren't working. Amelia, you're not shooting. It's a shame too, because like they did a really good job, you know, bringing Portable 2 over to the States. It's just it didn't sell very well, so Infinity never made it. Ow. Comical amounts of knockback. Okay, alright. I don't believe you can do, like, the perfect timing on bullets, like, going for the just attacks. Neighbor. Badookie had. Well, stronger, less accurate. Way more Earth Elemental. Oh god. Camera's shaking. Actually, no, she did break chain. I need to figure out what the command is to get AI teammates to not break chain. That is such a nice thing they added for Infinity. That looked like it did 11,000 damage. That was just two numbers stacking on each other. Having the vertical control is weird, because, like, it feels natural, because most games would let you do that, but at the same time, like, it clearly breaks some things. Like, this is me going all the way over, because there's no limit on it. So you can technically invert the camera. Ow. I need to actually show off, like, the perfect guarding stuff. God, I don't know if that vertical camera thing is causing the shaking. I might turn that off if that is causing it. Level up. You'll be getting a lot of level ups in this game due to mechanics that exist in Infinity that didn't exist in Portable 2. This is the only Phantasy Star game that is brave enough to let you hit level 200 multiple times. Like, on the same class, I mean. What if they went live? Well, looks like they went live. Guys, level 3, watch out. Not enough time for a third one. I think I might actually do more damage with my pistol because I have power shot. Oh, that was Shark Shot 2. Oops. I forgot my pistol is a different special now. Yeah, it's like a... Is that a healing shot? Did I just heal you? Oops. Let's just build chain with pistol and then do Infinite Storm. Easy. We defeated the boss, and nothing bad is gonna happen after that. Cutscene? There we go.
あんた本当にすっごいね。
Type points. Unlike PSO2, this game kind of decouples your class experience and your character experience. So it's a lot easier to get started when you decide you want to try, you know, Force or whatever. Anyways, time for nothing bad to happen. Just missing half of your face.
やだよ。
Why?
どうして私なんかかばって。起きてよ。起きて。起きてってば。どうしていつもそうなの。みんな私を置いてっちゃうの。私を置いていかない。
Why does everyone I hang out with get their face clawed off?
お願いだから目を開けてよ。誰でもいいから助けてよ。
It's very funny seeing the cutscenes go from, like, you know, native 4x resolution back down to PSP resolution because they're pre-rendered.
あなたを死なせはしません。
Anyways, that probably means nothing. I do kind of like how the story in this game, it kind of inverts the whole Dark Falls infecting people thing. Like, there's still sort of a Dark Falls thing, but now they got, you know, gods and goddesses infecting people as well, but some of them do it for good. This is the original intro. Pretty similar to the Infinity intro, just some scenes are missing for plot reasons. I mean, we were saying how, like, every single, like, Sega racing game at this point has had references to everything, including fucking SpongeBob at this point now in the new game. There's apparently a SpongeBob collab. But they will not recognize Phantasy Star. You know, they'll put in Alex Kidd, they'll put in Shenmue, they'll put in Afterburner, they'll put in the fucking, like, the VMU, the Dreamcast VMU, they'll, maybe not Sega Sunshiro, but, you know, Ristar, but Phantasy Star, no, didn't exist, what are you talking about? Sega didn't make Phantasy Star. I also feel like after, the entire thing with PSO2 taking, you know, almost a decade to release in English, they might not want to. I mean, I'm just talking about Phantasy Star in general, like the entire Phantasy Star series. Like the old games, you know, there's 4 classic style JRPG Phantasy Stars. There's PSO. There's Phantasy Star Universe. There were multiple. There was the PSU expansion. My boss is looking at hollow porn. Apparently, in this version, she's speaking with more of like kind of a Shanghai accent. Yoroshiku ne? God, even in the background, you can see his little pin-up posters. I mean, there are plenty of characters from the original Phantasy Star. There's like, there are two different Alices. There's Alice PS1 and Alice PS4. You know, there's Rolf, there's Nay, you know, Chaz, just tons and tons of characters from the original Phantasy Star games. Maybe not Phantasy Star 3. Nobody. Phantasy Star 3 was weird.
そのクラット6の中にある民
クラット
間軍事会社
6
リトルウィングの事務所なの。あなた、社長さんが連れてきたお客さん、今までずっと寝ていたのよ。
This is why I was saying the other day people were talking about people like Sega never had Phantasy Star references in their racing games. And this is why I was saying Ring Racer still remains the best Sonic racing game because it has a Rappy from Phantasy Star just in the base game.
まあ軍事会社といっても肩書きだけでな。要人警護とか廃棄プラントの調査とでこの前やったレリクスの調査。そこにもたまたま参加してたっていろいろあってレリクス内に閉じ込められたバカを救出。その救出されたバカがお前さんだよ。
Because that's the thing, yeah. Rappy's like they're in every single game. It's free. It's free real estate. You don't got to do voice acting for them. You already got noises for them. They made them.
気にすんな。こっちも割と。あ、ちょうどいいタイミングだな。
あのさ、おっさん。私がどういう状況だったか知ってる？
知らねえし、興味もねえから勘弁しねえよ。それよりお前、客。
はじめ。
I would laugh if they did put in a Phantasy Star reference and it was fucking like Phantasy Star Gaiden or something.
勝手に人を殺すんじゃねえよ。お前ほんと適当なことしか言う。
っていうかおっさん、生きてるの知ってたんなら教え。でも、よかった。よかった。あそこで起こったことって全部夢だった。
That's right, it was a dream.
知り合いだったんだな。よしよし。
My face is only missing as a joke, and nothing more.
ついているみたいだし、こう。
狙い通り？
お前さんフリーなんだろ？ちょうどいい。
は
あ？お前と
You've been poached.
うちは確かに小さな会社だが、今ならいないよりはまし程度の。
へえ。
何人事みたいな顔。
Yeah, sure.
よし、決まりだな。
Sign me up so I can do some grinding.
おい、エミリア。こいつを
ちょっとおっさん、パートナーとか勝手に決めるな。
No, you do not get any say.
それはつまり一人で働きたい。
そういう。
偉そうな口は一人で稼げるようになってから叩け。
Like the story in this game, it's okay, it's very whatever, but the actual gameplay stuff, like I think it is easily the best in the series. And I don't say this lightly, I say this as somebody who absolutely adores original PSO. I think this is probably like the best classic style game and possibly the best game in the series.
そうだろう。分かってるな、お前さん。あんぐらいの年のガキは甘やかすとつけやがる。勘違いしているようだからあらかじめ俺とエミリアは家族でも何でもねえ。
そんなずれない。
つけの代わりにお前ともども押し付けられただけじゃねえ。
お店が潰れる直前まで来てくれたの。私とエミリア。
ああ、話が進まねえな。だが書類上俺はエミリアの保護者ということになって、そうでなければろくに。
Also, just sign up your adopted daughter for war. It's fine.
仕方ないよ。最初は誰でもわからないことだ。
I never really watched Macross, so I never really watched like a lot of robot shows in general. So I miss a lot of references. Some people are like, "Oh man, that's the Gundam. That's a Zaku P7."
片飯ぐらいじゃなくなる程度に使えるようにしてやってく。じゃあ、あとは頼んだぜ。
社長さんはああ言うけど、エミリアはいい子よ。仲良くしてもらえると。
We are all happy.
お客さん。
Just immediately going to the style shop. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? New fancy outfits for your character. Yeah, this is one of the default outfits. I don't know if I can claim the DLC stuff from in-game. I think I might have to go back to the main menu. Oh, this is all human stuff. They don't have a parts shop here. Oh, here it is. It's by parts stuff. Right, right. I don't remember if you have to highlight it. Oh, here we go. Try it on. There's a bunch of customization you can do as well, which again is pretty impressive considering this is a PSP game. I don't know if these are all the same as the ones you start with. Cast Yukata. I think this is the one I'm wearing already, yeah. Something about it screams classy. Cheerleader outfit. Yeah, I think these are all the default outfits, and then there's a bunch of other ones you can get as well. I think I have to go to the room. Also, this is like your Monster Hunter blessing, I guess? Or Monster Hunter pre-meal thing. Basically, you pay money before a mission, you get random effects. Sometimes you can get, like, higher drop rates or better regen or whatever, that kind of stuff. There we go, my room. Excuse me. Excuse me, I need to access my DLC. Excuse me, I need to access my DLC. I need to access my DLC, please. I think the rooms are actually the same as in PSU, too. With the exception of, you know, doing synthesis and all that. Yeah, just use my bed, that's fine. I wasn't gonna use that. Free Resta. There's also a bunch of passwords you can type in that were like printed in magazines and stuff. I'm sure there's a list of all of them online somewhere. You can get stuff that is mostly cosmetic, but there is some really good stuff that you can get from doing these as well. Meanwhile, Jeev... No, I want to talk to Jeev. I want to talk to Jeev. I think you can give them stuff to change their form, but I don't know if there's a way to, like... I don't think you feed them like you do in PSU. Yeah, the Famitsu Dendo Blade, or is that something? Maybe it is Dengeki. There was a bunch of collabs. This game has a million collabs. Okay, I probably have to do it from the menu. Let me jump to the menu real quick, actually. Pretty sure it also saves automatically when you go back to title, but I just want to make sure. Might be wrong. Because the nice thing is that since, you know, the servers are down, they don't really give a shit about, you know, getting the DLC for free anymore. So you can import if you have, you know, trial version character data from the original game, you can do that. There's also DLC items, which I think it's all on, like, if you just look up PSP2i wiki, you'll find it. There's a bunch of weapons and stuff that you can get that are, some are a little more overpowered than others. But they're all untranslated, so you will need to look up and see what these all do if you know, do not read Japanese. There's a lot of collab stuff in here as well. Like, there was a bunch of... I think there was, like, a Gundam collab. I think there was... what's it called? There's Famitsu collab. There was, Famicom. Dengeki Bunko. There was a bunch of Dengeki Bunko stuff. Like, I think scientific railgun, I think there's a pistol there that is just the railgun that you flick tokens. I'm not going to use these for now because they are kind of like... Some of them are ridiculously overpowered, but then there's also costumes. Yeah, there was also a Fate collab, because, of course, everything has a Fate collab. KFC, although I think that's all in the base game, I want to say. Yeah, there's like Excalibur, I know there is, I think, Gilgamesh outfit as well. But again, all these are all untranslated, so you will need to kind of look these up if you're not sure what these are. This is the Miku outfit. I don't know if robots can actually use this. But yeah, this is like the Asuka, this is the Kaoru test suit stuff for Evangelion, Mari. Because this was when the first remake movie came out, so it was pretty big at the time. There's a lot. Yeah, you can claim them all, it does take up space in your storage, so if you do run into the 2,000 item storage limit, which is possible if you pick up everything, and then there's a bunch of, like, I think these are just, like, things to kind of give you a tiny, tiny stat bonus and give you a little visual effect. And then these are all just, like, room items for, like, albums and stuff. It's up to you whether or not you want to use them. It's, you know, completely playable without these. I didn't do most of the paid DLC and I was fine. Although some of them are very nice. Although I think the ones that I mostly use are free DLC. Like, I remember the Sprite Twins, I think those were freely available, and they are really, really good as, like, a quick restart reincarnation item. So I believe most of these are, like, full-body replacement costumes, so... I feel like most of them are usable for casts as well. They wanted to make sure everybody would get to use it. It just makes you look like that character, so... Yeah, once you claim all your stuff, you go back into the game. After it loads. I love how I can fast forward to speed up the loading time. Weird that it gets translated once you get into the game. Oh no, I can't wear this because it has, I guess this is a human outfit. Whatever, man. I didn't want to look like Hatsune Miku anyways. I don't remember if I have to talk to her again. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to talk to the goddess inside of her. Just lives here now.
私はミカ。この姿も状態も失われた技術を旧文明のものというのなら途方もない過去にこの星を生きていた。
Son, what?
その疑念は当然のこと。
Sorry, I've already eaten. I'm good.
頼りになるのはこの時代の背景などは3年前グラール太陽系を襲った。それは
What? The Seed are back?
旧文明が栄えていた時代、長い長い戦い。私たちはついにシードの元凶であるダークファルスの封印に成功しました。しかしその頃にはすでに、そして旧文このままでは
The taint.
星もそこで旧文明人はまずシードに対する強力な浄化を、次に新たな人の素体を作り上げ、そして旧文明人は汚染された自らの肉体を、そう新たに作り出した人が高度な文明を築き上
That we
げ
might steal their bodies for our own.
実行に移され、旧文明人の精神が眠る場所
Keep that in mind. It's going to be important later.
つなぎ、もうお分かりだと思います。 今このグラールは旧文突拍子もない話。どうかこの忌まわしい計画を阻止。この子は心
I'm not buying it.
そうで
I'm
しょ
not
う
buying
ね
what you're selling. I don't want it.
それを承知の上で
I love how you just see this person appear out of her and be like, nah, probably fake.
なぜ縁のないはずの私と、そしてあのレリクスであなたは冗談ではあなたの肉体は自律機動兵器にくれ。その時エミリアの強い願いによって発現した私のプログラムがあなたの
Ignore the fact that I'm a
体を構築
robot.
しているのです。
Ignore that part.
こうして
Nobody tell
話
her.
している。
I was watching you sleep.
ミカ、あのさ、自己紹介はしたでしょ。私それじゃあ次はマイシップの説明。ほら、ここからマイシップへ移動できるように認証。
You can also, if you want, I don't think you have to do all the story stuff to get started. You can just jump into internet mode. It's just... These are a little easier to do because they're designed for, like, solo play, whereas most of the multi-mode missions are designed for a squad. I don't know if there's anything I can really buy yet. Also, biggest change from PSU here. You?
お疲れ様です。
いらっしゃいませ。
What is the upgrading here?
どちらにいたしますか？
I don't talk to you, do I? No. Here we go. So all the upgrading and synthesis stuff is done from this NPC here now. And if you want to upgrade something, you just do it. You just spend your grinders. They don't fail. There is one weapon in the game that can fail, and it is done as a joke. Intentionally. It is a piece of meat that you can upgrade, and sometimes it'll fail and become burned. And everything else will always work. Because they realized how dumb it was to have an item potentially get bricked in PSU because, oops, you rolled dice bad. Also, weapon synthesis is for upgrading, like, weapon percentages. So, for example, you can fuse multiple weapons of the same kind to, let's say I want to get more fire in the saber. If I find another fire saber, I can just slap them together and add the percentages together. Bagarampa. So this is where you get all your skills. There's actually some higher level stuff. Might buy a shotgun. How much are shotguns? I love how incomprehensible some of the names are. Oh, you know, it's a shotgun. It's a Shigadamud. It's a Rio Pistatore. The whole thing with the weird names is because for PSU, every weapon had its own manufacturer. So, for example, this one is Tenora, this is GRM, this is Yome. So the idea was that every manufacturer had their own, like, naming scheme and little quirks to them. And then there was, there's another one that just does, like, the knockoffs and rare weapons, I think. I don't remember their name offhand. So you kind of learn the weird quirks of the naming stuff, but at the same time... Let's buy this guy. I want a shotgun. I also don't know if I start with a shotgun disc. Oh, these are too expensive, though. I could sell these guys and buy, what's it called? Yeah, I guess I'm just buying the range shells for my shotgun. Like, it gives you a starter pack of all the default weapons you start with, but also you can learn... I'm pretty sure you can learn spells at any level. It's just that you do need to have the disc for them. Let's add our shotgun to the pallet. We'll link our long-range bullets. Does lower the accuracy a little bit, though. I think this guy is mostly tutorial stuff, I want to say. Is that a different NPC? Or is it you? I know there's an NPC that has like a bunch of tutorial missions, I just don't remember which one it is. No, it's this guy's name is Vonk as opposed to the other guy who's Vosk. That's why I confused the two. I do want to point out, because you may have seen Rebirth, which is new for Infinity. I don't know if it'll let me kind of show it, but I can at least look at it real quick. Okay, it doesn't let you, but... once you get to level 50, you have the option to rebirth or reincarnate or whatever you want to call it, metempsychosis. And doing that lets you go back to level 1, but in exchange you get stat points that you can assign for permanent stat bonuses, including PP, like max increase and other things. So for example, you can have a much larger PP pool, which then lets you regenerate PP much faster. So you can become really, 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 really strong if you do reincarnation a lot, or rebirthing. It's a nice way to give you like something to aim for besides just the type stuff. Also, like in PSU, you can change types whenever you want, although this one doesn't have like the advanced type classes. It's just Hunter, Ranger, Force, and Vanguard. And then you get to customize them with your own personal skills. Actually, I might have to do that. Who's Mika?
さっきから私のおでこばっかり何度言えばいいのかなああもうきっとあれもそれも全部夢あっとそうだ私のパートナーカード
Partner cards let you bring homies along with you. I wonder if you could probably find a way to like export your character data and let other people download them online with the emulator. Yeah, whatever. Probably had to start out this way with you getting clawed in the face. I believed you, right. That's what I said. Pooh. I want to start getting kills. I want to fight a Booma and get a sword drop. Bonjour. There we go. It is important to do this because there are some missions that are doable in single player that aren't necessarily for the story.
社長さんから特別任務があるときは
Tout de
私なの
suite. Alright, cool. So, Infinity adds the code counter here, which is how you configure your Infinity missions. And by default, you start with 3. There are a couple of DLC missions that you can also get as well. I don't know if you do it from here. Yeah, it looks like you do. These are like just basically pre-configured missions. Can be very confusing if you jump in and do this boss and oh, it's Organ Anastasis, that's the boss of episode 1. Oh, there's Olga Flo. That's Heaven's Mother. There's Darkfall's Dios. Don't worry about that. We don't even know what that is all about. Ha ha ha. But it's a good way to just get like some basic stuff. I don't know if it will let me I think most of these are probably too difficult to do, but so, Infinity Missions are kind of this game's custom mission creation system. And so these ones that you start out with, when you do an Infinity Mission, it'll have, like, specific areas, specific enemies, but it's not locked in. So, for example, you're going to be fighting Param and Machinery enemies, you'll be fighting that specific boss, and you'll be on the beach. But when you do these missions, you can get mission discs that allow you to synthesize new missions. It's almost kind of like, in a weird way, like mapping from Path of Exile. A much more simple way of doing it, but you can level up your missions and get, like, parameters to transfer over to other missions as well. So, for example, this one does not have any special effects on it, because these are just, basic missions, but this one here, the one that we just got from the DLC, has a plus 35% XP effect. So there's no downside to it, but certain things you do have to level them up first. So for example, enemies might be stronger, like they might have increased HP at first, but then as you level up the mission, you can then get additional effects transfer over and reduce or sometimes even eliminate the penalties entirely. Also, there are planetary treasures, which have specific criteria for them, and doing these will allow you to get rewards. If you do all of them, you get an extend code Infinity, which is an item that lets you extend a weapon, which weapon extension is basically what you use to, let's say you really like a lower rank weapon, let's say you really like your Varista, you're up at the point where you're getting spread needles, but you don't care, you want to keep using that Varista. So you use your extend code on the weapon, and that turns your Varista into an S rank Varista, which makes it much stronger, but also increases its equipment requirements. And then if you really decide, no, I want to keep this Varisto till the end of time, you use an extend code Infinity on it, which makes it kind of like endgame stats, basically. So it's a really cool thing, and there's really cool stuff you can do with it. But you have to do these planetary treasures thing, which require very specific things, so you'll have to kind of figure out how the mission synthesis system works if you plan on getting those. It's not required, but it is pretty nice to have. But yeah, we could run an Infinity mission right now if we wanted to, but then there's also the regular missions. So these are all here loaded in because these are all default ones. You don't have to make those. And then, since this has all the DLC and stuff, this has all like the special single-player missions. So, for example, the PlayStation Network collab. Not all the planets have tactical missions, but Clad 6 is the big one. This one is kind of bonkers if you want to level up your all heroes. This is probably like the kind of equivalent to Towards the Future if you want to just level up quickly. There's also like maximum attack things. This is like the super maximum attack missions. I don't know if these are really reasonable to do. But you can get some really good gear from these. Does it actually show you the item drops? Maybe there's a way to see what items drop in a mission. Maybe it's only in the single player stuff, in like the regular missions. Yeah, here we go. Also, there is the beach it's a new area for Infinity, and it's also got new types of rappies. There's scuba rappies, there's mecha rappies. Magashi Plan, it's not bad, but I think I don't remember if it got nerfed in Infinity, but there are better options. Generally, I think Girl Heroes, like, once you get up to spec, this is probably the best way. Once you have some reincarnations under your belt, because this one lets you fight, like, level 50 enemies, and if you're good enough, you can do them at level 1, and you'll be fine. Let's just run a quick little undersea ruins. Actually, wait a minute. I guess I could bring my homies along. I don't know if I'm allowed to invite them midway through the battle. I guess you do have to go back to your ship completely. Yeah, let me save. Where is it? Partner cards. Yeah, there's Jeeve. Oh, Melia's a Vanguard. I thought she was a Force. You can have up to 4 people in a party. This isn't like PSU where you get to have 6. There's also, I don't remember if PSU let you do this, but this has auto words as well. Yeah, Diga is a really dangerous tech, especially on the, like, champion versions of the dudes that shoot him. I don't remember, is there something else I want to do? No, we'll just jump in. We gotta get some resources here, so let's just start doing a few missions. Well, Diga is just really high damage, and then, like, champion versions of enemies with, like, the crown or whatever are even, like, stronger. Oh, wow. That was fast. Oh, escape doll. I was gonna say, do we really already get a rare weapon? No. Good sabers. Shotguns are a little slower to fire, but are also, they hit multiple times, so a nice little way to get multiple hits on a single enemy. Pretty sure... Let me set blast charge. Oop, wrong button. And then I'm pretty sure if you say follow, that's what causes them to not pop chains. Pretty sure. Heart Key Spellstones, those are going to be used for exchange quests later. Ah, here we go. So there's... Boosted enemies will have like a little aura around them. Emilia, you wanna fight? Problem with the shotgun is that it's still... Like, it is bare bones. Also, these guys do resist range attacks, I believe, so... Saber time. 836 Meseta, there we go. Boosted enemies also drop way more money. To the point where it's like, you can get, like, hundreds of thousands of Meseta from a single drop if you're doing, like, you know, Graal heroes or any mission on Infinity rank that are, like, level 200. When you're doing melee, you always want to try and link a perfect attack into a photon art. Because you get a, I think it's like a 25% damage bonus, I want to say. Which is quite significant. Especially when you combo that with chains and stuff. Also remember, this is PSU rules, so you're allowed to heal. Like, you can cast spells if you want to just have a wand on your palette for Resta. Whatever. Oh. The AI is not... It's not going to be like the difference between life or death, but they can be useful to have around. if only for building chains a little bit here and there. God, I love how compressed the audio is. They had to fit a lot of data onto this tiny little disc, so... Also, I don't remember if PSU had it, but there is a mechanic in this game where if you attack enemies from behind, like, you will not miss. I don't remember if PSU had that. It's tricky to use in single player because enemies will pretty much always be walking towards you, so... But it's nice to have the option. Also, this simplifies the, like, consumable stuff from PSU as well. They don't have, like, they don't have Zodial, they don't have all those skills. It's just Shift and Deband in this one. They don't really contribute a lot of damage. It's mostly just for chain building I mostly use them for, and sometimes for healing. That's kind of their big contribution in single player. Now, can you block shotguns? You can. I want to try doing a perfect block, actually. So, there you go. So when you hear that little ping noise, that means you did a perfect block. Hey, Jeeve, please. The timing window is pretty generous, and you can actually even make it more generous if you want to. But there are also skills that allow you to recover HP when you do a perfect guard. So it's really nice for hunters if you don't want to, have to just spam monomates or whatever. There's also a skill that lets you improve the window of perfect guarding, so it becomes even easier to do. Very strong. Yeah, PSU was the first one to let casts use techs. Oh, you gotta get really right up there, though. Get all the hits connect. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they can, it's just you don't want to... You probably don't want to be using a cast as, like, as a dedicated caster. Oh, I'm fully healed. But it's good for casting stuff like Shifta and all that. It's not just, Honestly, I had a really good time as my hunter, just not even bothering with Shift and Deband, because I had a setup where I got Photon Blast charged fast enough that I could just use my sub-weapon and have it cast, like, maximum rank Shift and Deband, and it would last long enough to get to my next Photon Blast ability. Also, I believe that spell was also, or that sub-weapon was also, like, a full heal as well. The one problem doing, like, the one on the side for rest is that you do have to kind of stop. Like, you have to interrupt whatever you're doing to switch weapons and get the pallet out. It can be a little tricky if you're playing online, because I believe there was some lag when it came to switching weapons online. Sugoi. There we go. Carweave. Some photon drops. Photon drops are not rare in this. They removed most of, like, the crafting and synthesis stuff from PSU, so there isn't, like, a bunch of, materials you have to go out and collect. It's just, like, the spell stones, photon drops, like a few other greebles here and there, but that's kind of it.
借金してるの。うちにかかってくる連絡って言ったら正直うんざりするよ。バリバリ働いてとまでは言わないけど、まあとりあえず事務所。
It's not the best boss. Got a good amount of cash though. Just that one champion enemy dropped more than the entire quest reward. So you might be wondering, why do I bother picking up multiple pieces of armor when they're the same kind? Because armor in PSU and by extension this game have elemental stats on them. So for example, this is dark armor, which means that any enemy that uses dark attacks, like any dark elemental enemy, will do less damage to me if I'm wearing this. But then if I use light armor, I'll take more damage. So this one's completely neutral. It doesn't, you know, reduce or increase any damage taken, which is easier to manage, but also enemies tend to start doing a lot of damage at higher ranks, so you really do want to try and match elementals if you can. Also in this game they have type extension, which is kind of similar to the GAS stuff, the gas that they added in Universe at some point. Because in Universe, like, your weapon equip choices were locked in based on your type. So for example, base hunters could never use, like, S-rank weapons. They were locked, I think A was the highest. So what you could do, rather than, you know, this is your loadout, you know, I can only use C ranks of these weapons, I can instead decide, okay, what if I just want to use, you know, crossbows? Let's say I just really, really like crossbows. So you spend your type points, your extend points here, I have 425 right now, and by improving your rank you allow yourself to equip up to that tier of weapon. So for example, now I could use B rank crossbows if I want to. And these are fully refundable, so if you really want to optimize, you could even, like, take out, let's say I don't even want to bother with twin handguns or whatever, I could take those out, get a few more points out of that, and then, like, really hyper-specialize in, I don't know, cards or something. So it's really neat. I really like this system. PSO2 didn't really give you this much customization. It was more just the weapon itself would determine, like, it would say, oh, this can be used by any class, or this, you know, this wand can be used by hunters or something. But it was a lot more limited in that regard, so this is pretty cool. Maybe just be a ranger, use a big sword if you want to, or axes, it's up to you. World's your oyster. Right now there isn't, I don't think we're going to find too many B rank or above weapons, so... you also have, oh right, this is what I wanted to do. So this is another way to customize your stuff. This is kind of closer to the GAS stuff in PSU. You get a stock of points that starts at 4, and then it goes up to 8. And then Infinity, when you rebirth, you get an additional 4 the first time you do it. So you get a bunch of different, like, passive abilities, basically. So for example, this one lets me do a second charge on my range attacks for my charge shot, so I'll definitely slap that on. You can do, like, auto heal when you get under a certain threshold. It'll just automatically use healing items. This one lets you carry more escape dolls at the same time, but I think I'll just bump up my accuracy, bump up HP, and then put auto heal on half or something, and that should be fine. But yeah, you can't do rebirthing until you hit level 50, so... It might also be better to wait, because, again, you're going to be starting from level 1, and the amount of bonus ability points you get for rebirthing is based on the level you were when you rebirthed, so... If you do it right when you hit 50, you won't get a lot, but if you do it when you hit, like, you know, 150 or even 200, if you're willing to wait that long, you'll get way more points. I think it is still technically the fastest to rebirth as soon as you hit 50 and just do that as much as possible. But it's not super exciting, so I generally like to let it cook a little longer. Let's do an Infinity mission. Let's do this one because it has... Oh, wait, never mind. I was going to say, we can do this one and get the credit for the crown, but we have to be at least B rank, so... Let's do this one, Mission Infinity. It's got extra XP. Excuse me. Yeah, you never heard of this because it never came out in English officially, but this is this is basically the director's cut version of Phantasy Star Portable 2. And it's really fucking good. I think it is the best of the Phantasy Star online games, including the original PSO and Blueburst. Infinity missions are a little more simplistic compared to, you know, the other ones because they kind of have to be. They're not going to have, like, super complex layouts or anything like that, but they are a nice way to quickly just jump in, you know, if you just want to do a mission real quick. it is there. I'm actually going to do some, what is it again? There we go. Because you do slightly more damage in first-person mode, so... Now, I've been burned. Okay, yeah, because we have the second charge level now. You gotta remember to use that. Ow! Did you not stun me? God, stuns are so bad. Oh, right, I gotta tell them. Unfortunately, you do have to do this every time to command follow if you don't want them to break chains. Oh my god, these stun shots are murdering me. I know it says burn, but the kerning... Because I downloaded a replacement font pack, so it uses the original fonts. It looks like it just says bum every time it says burn. I love Singular Jeeve. Singular Jeeve is so strong. Yeah, I shouldn't be going for single chain breaks. The one thing with the auto heal stuff is that if you get hit with something that bypasses like your 50% HP threshold entirely, you will just die. So you gotta be a little careful about that. Flame Shield. Oh, that is a B rank. I'm actually kind of tempted to get like a single level in Wands or Raj just so I can cast Resta if need be, or shift a D-Man, that kind of stuff. I got shocked. I'll bum you to a crisp. At least buy me dinner first. No, shotgun does double charge really fast. God, that's so nice that I can just block. Just it's such a minor thing because PSU didn't have blocking, but it's such a nice thing. Just say, nope, no thanks, I'm good. It's so much more interesting of a game as a result. Because, like, it's not free. You do have to time it. I'll just pick that up to sell. Here's Power Fever. I think that's a... I want to say that's a TMG tech. Power Fever. Yeah, machine gun. I think they also made weapons, like... just generally a lot easier to get special effects on. Because I remember, I think PSU, they were considerably, like, more difficult to find, but here, like, even just the basic stuff you start with can have specials. So, like, the shotgun that I bought has a freeze chance, so it's nice. It's nice that these are options. Keep saying your shots aren't working, they're absolutely working. Bling! Like, because it adds so much skill to the game, too. You can just say, oh yeah, I'm a ranger, but I'm just going to stand here because I'm using a shotgun and I don't want to break my chain, right? Although, remember, you don't get to cancel out of attacks for free. It's so nice. It's so good. Just like that one change alone, because with PSO and PSU, like, you don't really have a good way to mitigate damage outside of just walking out of the way. Which is fine, considering the original PSO was designed for the Dreamcast originally. But with Universe, it's like, okay, cool, you have way more movement, but you still only just walk out of the way of attacks, and that's kind of it. So it's such a nice way to do it. Oh! Milia's sword. Yeah, also the dodge roll is an option, although I generally go for blocking. Because I don't think there are any things that really interact with the dodge. I think there's one that increases the iframes on dodge roll, but that's it. And it does cost quite a bit of PP. Whereas if you get perfect block, there's skills that like recover your HP, skills that recover your PP. I don't know if shields have a more generous block window, but they definitely like they reduce damage more if you mess up the block. Now, I need to get a laser cannon so I can pierce big groups of dudes. The other fucked up thing about perfect blocking is that it gives you like a significant chunk of iframes after you do it. Like, there's certain attacks that are meant to be, like, one-shot kills, but I think there's, like, one exception in this game, but everything else can be perfect blocked. Oh, keep shooting. Keep shooting, I've got a block button. I did, in fact, pay $60 to block. Like, you saw that fireball just went right through me. Having fun doing some perfect blocks. The problem with the rifle is that it takes a minute. I need to get another party member so I can build chain a little better. Now. You're also not really meant to be fighting clumps of like 4 of these dudes, so this encounter is pretty spicy. You also have to be careful because, remember, you do need a two-handed weapon to block, so you need a two-handed weapon or you need a shield. So I can't be zipping around with my pistol and also blocking. Like then I would have to use my what's it called? I would have to use my dodge roll. I mean, depending on the mission you're doing, you can fight a lot of these guys in some missions. A lot of experience though. But I had my charge. But I was gonna pop the chain. I was gonna do Brazilian damage. Infinity missions also have a mechanic where like the more kills you do, the more drop bonus you get. Also, after doing a perfect guard, you get your next attack, it becomes empowered. Like you get a stronger attack on your next hit. Amelia's just out here yelling zap. Can I get a second full charge? No, not quite. Oh god, that's so nice. I've played the shit out of this game and it still feels good every time I perfect guard something. It always feels good. Just being able to completely no-sell attack if you time it right. It's so nice. Like, oh no, he's gonna do a big spin move. I better get out of the way. Haha, just kidding. Kapling. Okay, that time I got greedy. You've not experienced joy until you've played Portable to Infinity and perfect guarded, like, the final boss's I'm gonna kill everything on the field now move, you know? And chain blocked it, so it just does no damage. It's so nice. Beaver, you... Oh, he's still... I forgot they yell out any kind of, like, stat down stuff. Oh, these fuckers. I hate these guys so much. These guys probably aren't as bad as a ranger, but as a hunter, these fuckers just, like... They hop around constantly, so you can't get a good beat on them. And they will shoot these balls, like, as soon as they get out of range far enough. They'll shoot these little light balls that cause paralysis. Yeah, Jiva's tiny. All your homies are tiny. All your butler units, all your robots. Because you don't get mags in this game. Yeah, like, these guys are more on brand for what you'll be fighting. I mean, they are deadly if they are in a fight with other more dangerous enemies and they're just shooting paralysis balls at you. I don't care for them. They're stinky. That's my opinion. Oh, big. The Infinity stuff is also really cool because it stops stuff from being like super samey, like you just run the same mission over and over, you know? You have the option to like run the same mission, but there's new enemies in there, or it's like an environment with new guys to fight. It's really cool. It was a boss monster, now it's dead. I don't think Goldova was really like... Maybe it's like a mini-boss the very first time you play PSU, but I don't think Goldova's ever like a really dangerous threat in this game. Hey, you got the second chain. Love to see it. Because again, Infinity missions kind of just let you shuffle around a ton of enemies and mini-bosses and stuff, which is really cool. The boss is also going to be whatever you define it in the mission when you build it, so... You know, we'll be going through the ruins here, and then we'll go fight, I don't know, fucking... Olga Flow. Actually, no, this one is Orgadyrus, if I remember correctly. Blocked. I don't have enough time for a second one. Yeah, now that I have the second charge on shotgun... Ooh! I escaped all. Every time, the dopamine. You see that red box. You start salivating. Hey, you're drooling, aren't you? Here we go, it's boss time. Alright, I don't think there's really that much for me to do. I want to say it's Dark Elemental, so I might slap this on my palette, actually. Change up my car weave. We don't have any discs to learn. I think we're good. Oh yeah, we couldn't use this even if we had the proficiency, because this requires level 15. Got a lot of daggers to sell. Oh no, this game is the first one where they started going really hard on, like, rare drop overkill. Which is why they added rainbow drops to this game. Oh no, you're light, huh? Let me just do a quick little switcheroo here. Okay, I'm light elemental now. Ow. I'm not sure if shotgun is the right choice here. Is that 121 or just 12? I remember this fight getting pretty framey on the PSP because of all the shit going on. Oh, was it just 12 damage? You can also shoot the cyclones. It's not immediately clear, but there is a targeting window for them. Ow, doshite. Nani? Oh, you do have a healing spell. Yeah, maybe I want to switch to, like, rifle or something. If I walk through this, it's only 12 damage. Oh, the wings take a ton of damage. I gotta be targeting those. Holy shit. Ow. That's the jackpot. Yeah, playing this as a hunter is a little tricky because you can't really hit the wings. Oh! Broke apart. Can't even tell if that's gonna hit me or not. Alright, you have to target the one he's hiding in as well, I think. I targeted the wrong one. I'm in danger. I'll keep the charge going, but at the same time, I don't want to get too close. Oh, please. Go after Jeeve. Okay, I got a second here. There we go. I got one perfect block there, alright? That counts. It does feel like this boss was like very... Like this game came out kind of when Monster Hunter was like super peak popularity on the PSP in Japan. Like, Portable 3 was bonkers. Like, when I was there at the time, and I saw so many ads for it on TV, like, every time there was a break, basically. And it did pretty well. Oh, I'm blocking these so bad. I don't think he's gonna hit me. I should get some free hits. There we go. I wonder if the head takes even more damage. I feel like the wings are probably like the real sweet spot for rangers because they're so hard to hit normally. The one downside to Infinity missions is that since they are so stacked on rewards comparatively, they give you like no type points. So you don't want to use these to level up your classes. You gotta do the other missions. They don't completely obsolete regular ones. They're still very good, but you gotta do your regular style missions too. Oh! Dial-a-Blade. Wait, a C rank dagger got a thing there? Okay. I don't know where C-rank weapons got a red box, but I guess they do. Stellar Weave. And a mission disc. Soul Shield! I don't remember if it shows you the stats on the mission disc. Okay, yeah, so the mission disc we got, we can use this for synthesis. So you can pick an existing mission, although these ones, since these are pre-made, I don't think you're allowed to. I think you might have to do it from discs, actually. So if I registered this disc on its own, we can look at it. So we're going to be fighting the same boss. We're fighting that dragon again if we were to do this mission. But it would be different enemy types. And this one wouldn't have any bonus because it's on its... Why does it say the mission creator is the original character on the account? That's weird. I guess it hasn't updated properly. But notice how these ones are code level 1 and this one is code level 3. Because this one, I guess, starts off immediately from a higher level, so it starts with a little bit of a bonus. Or you might actually have to get some levels on the mission maybe before you can synthesize it. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I did this. But yeah, basically you can combine missions together and combine like their bonuses, so you can get like, you know, monster HP times, you know, 0.8. You can give them HP penalty, give yourself an XP drop rate bonus, whatever. Really cool. Okay, I wasn't kidding when I said it's kind of like just Path of Exile mapping, like before Path of Exile even existed. Actually, let's go sell the stuff. Path of Exile mapping, but you get to do it from the start of the game rather than having to wait until the end of the campaign, which is really nice. I'm gonna go sell some of this crap. Might even slap a point of proficiency in dagger. Oh no, I have one. Oh, I need to be level 10 for this one. Okay. And the shock on it. Quite strong, actually. Yeah, that'll be a good replacement for the saber once I get level 10. Yeah, Kubara is the fourth brand that does the rip-offs and also the incredibly rare and exotic weapons. Oh right, the Ripper's a rank B, that's why it's so much stronger. So this is a range mag. Because they do have mags, but they're more like equipment types in this game, rather than little dudes that just float above you and you feed. I'm gonna sell these. Probably not gonna be using sword. Might hang on to the Milius sword for later, but... drop these in there for now. What is a Stella Weave? Okay, so Stella Weave does have higher stats. It is a lightning elemental. There's also like separate stats on the armor itself as well. There's like defense, evasion, mind, which is like tech defense basically. So that's better across the board, but we do need a few more levels to use it. What are my other options for bullets here? Of course, now that I have the money to buy the shotgun shells, the power shot, they only have the level 1 version of this. Whatever. There's also launchers and laser cannons. I might actually see, do you have any laser cannons? Assault! Assault! I guess they don't sell laser cannons right at the start of the game. I know they do, like, upgrade their inventory as you get further in. I'm not sure if it's just based on your level. I could buy a better rifle, I guess, but we'll probably find one. These are all, like, the basic-ass weapons, so... maybe get some double pistols, actually. What effects do we have on these? Sleep, freeze, confuse, burn... sorry, bum. Special effect, bum. Percentages aren't great, but... weapons can also just be, like, completely neutral elemental, but... generally you want to try and match them once you get, like, really deep in, because you get a big damage bonus. Yeah, I think I'll just buy a handgun, twin handguns. Let's get these guys because they have better accuracy. Twin power gun. And I think I also need a twin handgun disc because I don't actually have any. Unfortunately, the bullets that you buy for a single pistol are not the same as a multiple pistol. Buy hit bullets, I guess, because I want to. They'll be good for building chains. I have a lot of ice elemental stuff. Alright, I haven't eaten the disc yet. I want to update my shotgun so it has power shot and then get hit bullets on these. It's not that they get more expensive when you buy them, it's green to show that you already either have that item or it is already like learned like that skill. It's just the reason it's more expensive in the shop is because it's a higher level version of that skill. So I could go buy one and do that. Another open mission. So they don't really have any on the other planets outside of, one is this the beach? This is the beach one, I think. Yeah. Go to the beach, beach. Also, since it doesn't make any sense, but this is blocking. Trust me, I'm blocking now. Because it's a two-handed weapon. Also, here's the wet wrappies. Other nice thing with twin pistols is that you can move freely while firing them. Unlike the rifle where you do have to stand still. Hey, look who's back. Our good friend, the Gold Lily. It's gonna take a lot of, like, I'm gonna want to just do that constantly and fuck up my camera just by, like, inverting it. Because you're not allowed to do that in the game normally. These, like, are they short range? I think it might be like a short range shot. Also, I like how the item boxes in the beach area are little coolers. Very cute. Cool. Nope, already dead. That was fast. Pretty good damage when I do hit it, though. It's everything right now. It's still relatively low leveled, so things are going to die pretty quickly. Can I not hit Rappies with that jump attack? I guess I can't hit Rappies because they're too small. Sadly, there is no infinite vertical height enemies anymore. So you can't just shoot at an enemy with a launcher from the ground and hit them. Yeah, if I do the full charge, it just does the big jump. I probably should be switching my weapons when that happens, but I'm ornery. Oh. I know I have full camera control, but I'm still doing, like, the turn around and, like, quick center camera thing like I'm playing PSO, because I got those habits. I can't get rid of those habits. They're too strong. Damn it. You do lose your charge if you get hit. Infinity missions are also, like, pretty linear. There's not going to be, like, really side paths going on. Gee, these guys are giving me a lot of money. I'm so used to starting out in, like, a Phantasy Star Online game and just getting, like, absolute peanuts for money drops. PSO was so messed up for money, I don't know. Like, on Ultimate, you'll maybe be getting, like, 300-400 Meseta from a box. Meanwhile, like, a Trimate costs 1,000. I wonder if I do... Am I allowed to do charge shot? Oh, I guess I could manually aim it. Oh, shit. Best spell in the game just dropped. So Sazond is new for Infinity. And it is pretty broken. Oh, there's another one. I also like how it's a 12-star. The rarity is kind of all over the place in this game. But Sazan deploys this big electrical ball, and depending on how you set it up, you can use it either for damage or for just doing a shit ton of chain building. Because it generates this big lightning ball that stays active, like, fucking forever. It also launches enemies so they can't even do anything. Like, if they're... Certain enemies are immune to it, like really big boss enemies, obviously you can't stunlock them, but like, pretty much every regular enemy in the game will get, you know, launched and knocked down and get chains built on them. Very strong. Alright. Nope. Oh no. The Rappies still do the runaway thing, but you can't pop them for an extra piece of loot anymore. I do also like how characters have, like, custom call-out lines for Rappies, specifically. How many monomates do I have? I only have 6. I thought I had more. Coward, fight me. Got scuba gear, you're ready. Bounce pad. One sec, I gotta check these bev coolers. Regular wand. I gotta remember, I don't hold down R to move around while using twin pistols, because that's block. Okay, you do have to be a little, like, you have to aim ahead of it if you want to do the charge shot while in first person. Bounce pad. I want to get a laser cannon. Ow. Okay, if I do that, wait, did that not hit? What the heck? Or maybe... Oh, I think it would died. I think the Rappy got killed. Oh, big. You can still do the trick of mashing to get out of freeze quicker. What if a pig was also a watermelon? Oh, well, they already just kind of melted the boss, huh? I'll get stronger, don't worry. Still not a ton of type points, though. I wonder if I could actually do, like... I remember there was one mission that was really, really, really good for getting type points. I don't know if it's on the DLC that I downloaded, though. It might be online only. I might have to check that. I'm pretty sure you can do it in Infinity. Not in here. Not Famitsu attack, it's... It might be in the online stuff. Let me check that real quick. Also, this is where you can do the trade-ins for, like, special download missions. Where do I trade in my weapons badges? Wings medals. Those are platinums. I don't remember where I trade in my weapons badge, because I have a couple of iron weapons badges from the other mission, I think. I want to check real quick. You don't have to be online to do the multi-mode, like the online stuff. It's just, you have to, like, it's in a separate menu because there's a separate set of missions just for that. I wonder what happens if you install the game data on an emulator? Probably nothing. I know for the base game you could install stuff from the UMD onto like a stick to make it a little faster to load. Oh right, I think I have to... I know I can do this in PSP, PPSSPP, I just don't remember where I do it. Networking... Oh, bang. So I don't remember if you can just do... Okay, no. I know multi-mode should work. Oops. I know it doesn't work. Wait, does it work? Okay, no, I was gonna say, there's no way they just have it working natively. Also, friend search is the street pass thing I was talking about. Your PSP goes to sleep, and then you walk around, and anybody else who also has their game in sleep mode will send their characters over to you. You can also do mission codes, but I don't think I ever got mission codes. I just got one person's character while I was on the train in Japan. I think it's just regular multi-mode. Oh. Windows wants to use my firewall for PPSSPP. Because that's the other nice thing. You could play this locally if you have other people present, just over the local Wi-Fi. They're just obviously trying to do it natively online now with the PSN doesn't work anymore. The other nice thing is that the 60 FPS patch does work online. I believe this has a different set of missions. Yeah, like these are all these weren't available earlier. Crap Spirit. Bruce's Dungeon. Secret Mission. Difficulty S to infinity. There is zero chance you do this on a fresh character. Funny thing is it lets you start it because there's no minimum level because you could in theory be really, really, really jacked from doing reincarnations, but yeah, on a fresh character you will get melted. Don't even try it. There's also, like, PvP as well, but, you know, nobody really played that. It's also challenge mode. I actually did get a couple of the, like, the correct challenge. I think I did get, like, the full challenge clear, like, the best title for all of them as well. I think I did all of them at least once. You might have to set up, because the one I'm thinking of is, like, the Gimaga Keep or whatever, Gimaga Attack. And I don't think it's here, so I might have to figure out how to get that working if I want to get a lot of, tight points. Honestly, there probably is a better way in Infinity, too. I just remember that was the trick in Vanilla Portable 2. We'll go back to single mode, though, because you cannot progress story in multiplayer. It's so wild how much content got packed into this game on a tiny little portable system. Like, I know it was the PSP, it had discs, but like, man, that's wild. They were tiny discs. You can also jump between episode 1 and 2 whenever you want. It'll be a little confusing if you're following the storyline, because episode 2 just assumes you have beaten episode 1, so it kind of resumes from there. There'll be a bunch of characters you've never seen before. There's one guy who wants to kill your ass in vanilla in episode 1, and now he's all buddy-buddy with you in episode 2. And it'll be very confusing if you've never played it. Wait, do I just have to do more open missions? Oh, I gotta go talk to what's his name? Kraz. Ayo. Base Channel 3.
グラールチャンネル5ヘッドラインニュースキャスターの春です。今日のニュースをピークアップ。着工より2年。先月ついに完成した式には亜空間理論を
I do love how they just canonically have a reason to slap a Space Channel 5 reference in a video game. Like a different series, I guess.
開発に加わった軍関係者や多くの企業が今回披露されたこの装置により有人での亜空間航行計画へと現在グラールが抱える資源枯渇問題に今日のグラールチャンネル5ヘッドラインニュースはここまで。ニュースそれで終わりなの？なんでいきなり怒っ今のニューススカイクラッド社が亜空間航行の計画にいっぱいスカイクラッド社はうちの
You
本
were
社じゃ
not
ん。
added to the credits. You will not be paid an exposure.
ああ、そういえば社長まあいいけど
Chacho-san.
社長さんのとこ行くならランジェリースポットリッチベルベットねえこのいかがわしい領収経費じゃ落ちないから自腹だよって伝えあのエロ親父はい
It's really not a very good boss. Man is out here charging underwear to the company card.
ちょっとおっさんってうわ酒臭
よう来たか。
来たかじゃないってのいつもの飲み屋かそれにこれ
ああ、これは資料の。
こんないかがわしいものが経費で落ちるわけないで
ああ、バカ。わかった。
No, no, it's legit. You know what they say. You gotta grease the wheel. You gotta buy them lingerie.
喜べ。お前たちにふさわしい仕事。こいつは緊急かつ重要な依頼だ。
人の創作
The traditional business expense of taking a business partner out for lunch and buying them lingerie.
いや、俺が
依頼主おっさんじゃん
やがましい。どっかのただ飯ぐらいがレリクスでの仕事をポガったから
それを言われ
捜索対象者の名はワレリー・ココフ。ワレリーの船はモトブのクロウドック地方とシティでもカジノでもな。
場所まで分かってるんなら
何か言ったか。
なんでもないですこんな酒臭い場所にいたら
Alright, now I think we get to do the next story mission. Actually, wait a sec. I don't remember if I went to the store after finishing that last mission, because they might have some new stuff to pick up. Do you have laser cannons yet? There's also bows, which are... I don't remember if they're... I think they scale off your... yeah. Because these are more for forces, so like you have a weapon that scales off tech, so you're not just, you know, walking around with a cane all of your life. No, they still don't have any laser cannons, though. Could buy a machine gun. But they chew through PP very quickly. There we go. Welcome to Motavia. I mean, Motube. Hey, wait a minute. I've heard this music before.
おっさんは偏僻な場所って言ってたけど、その割に観光プラント並みにこんないっぱいの中から我リーっていうか、なんで私たちが経費だけじゃなくて依頼まで私物化し。無駄無駄。おっさん、私の言うこと、まあ仕方ないよね。はあ。軽く話してもじっくり話しても同じだよ。きっと私が戦うのとか苦手で、何の話し、それよりワレリーって人を探さないと。ん？ね
え。おい、お前たち、こんなところで何してるんだ？
This dude is from PSU's storyline, if I remember correctly.
私たち人を探しに来たんだけど、ここ何かあったの？
俺たちも来たばっかで周辺を調べてるところだ。どうもこの辺りは誰もいないみたい。
ダメだよトニオ、こっちには人っ子一人いなかったよ。
残念だがこいつらは違う。今来たばっかりの。おっと、そういや自己紹介がまだだったな。
I watched a couple of cutscenes from PSU and it's very confusing.
私たちはリトルウィングって会社の社員です。私はエミリア。こいつはあんたたちも人探し？
俺たちは文化保護地区の見回りを頼む。
文化保護地区。
Voice acting is very funny in that too, because it's like it's not good, but it's not bad.
おいおい。
Like, you can tell they really have to rush their performances because they didn't want to do a separate set of lip flaps, so like they'll just be, you know, having a little conversation, having a standard sentence, and then, oh, I gotta finish this one real quick. It's not quite, you know, Resident Evil 1 original style voice acting, but at the same time, it's definitely not gonna win awards.
なんだか気配も異様だし、原生生物のや奥で何かが起きてるのは間違い。
何にせよ、奥に進まなければ目的も一致してるようだし、しばらく俺たちと組まないか。
Sure, why not?
決まりだな。
とりあえずカーシュ族の村まで行こう。そこに行けば何か手がかりがあるかもしれない。村って道はわかるの？ カーシュ族は土地を転々と移動するからはぐれてカーシュ族にしかわからない文字だけど、あたいはあらかじめ学んできたから。
Guys speak Beaver.
どんな
I'm assuming they're just gonna throw Jeeve out because I think Amelia always pretty much is in the storyline stuff.
へえ、目印ってこんなのなんだ。
All right. So let me command them. Please don't break my chains. Crow Dog. I don't remember if this is where you have to start using the first-person stuff to look at marks on the wall or things that, like, reveal something, but... They lit the forest on fire. Yeah, here we go. So this has, like, the goggles from PSU as well. Dude, they're still breaking chains, I think. But yeah, you focus in on whatever, and then either you're able to access it, or sometimes you can break it. It's fake fire, you see. These guys I can at least shoot with my double shot. Nope, they're too so small. Probably just use a shotgun, honestly, because that doesn't have, like, a height thing going on. Anything here? Nope. Maybe I gotta kill these guys and then it opens a door or something. Shotguns are not nearly as spammable as, like, you know, TMGs or twin pistols or whatever. But they're good for keeping chains up on big groups, or also just hitting stuff multiple times if you like. Ow. There we go. It's very confusing, but you just have to look at the spot and then it enables it to be broken. You don't have to specifically shoot that spot or whatever. I think there are some puzzles that do require you to have, like, a ranged weapon of some kind, because there's, like, switches on a wall. It's a shame that each individual bullet from the shotgun doesn't count for building chain, though. That'd probably be a little too strong. What did I get? Deuce Dagus? Spear skill. Infinity also rebalanced a lot of the game. Like, swords in general in vanilla weren't great. Because, like, they were slow, like, that was the whole thing. They were meant to be slow but powerful, but, like, they were too slow. So, like, they couldn't build chains, and using skills was just absolutely painful because you pretty much needed to lead into another weapon. They're still not great for building chains compared to other weapons, but now, at the very least, you can, you know, use a sword and not take 2 years to do everything. Stinky zone or real zone? We are going real zone. I mean, the good news is you can still enjoy this on PC. Or actually, I think they do have PPSSPP on Android too. You could probably slap it on your phone if you're willing to deal with. You probably want a controller to play this. I think I would not want to play this on a touchscreen. Yeah, PSU, I didn't really like the implementation of the story in that game because it was designed to be played with a character that didn't belong to you. We fear technology. Do not help, computer. Shun, computer. Stop all the downloading. I've been keeping an eye on the SRB2 mod that kind of makes this game an SRB2, and it's very good, but my only complaint is that I want more of it. Right now they're only up to... I don't know if it's just hard or very hard. I want to say it's just... yeah, it's just hard. It's just the 2 difficulties right now. Oh damn, I killed the fly too. He's fast. Dugga dugga. God, I feel like I'm babysitting. I know they're 2, like, fully grown adults. They're just beasts, so they're tiny, but... or they are tiny beasts, I don't know. That one doesn't have a marker. The tree has one. I have to shoot that down. They wrote a message on a fruit. We fear flower. Ah.
Oh, これも目印だな。リーナ、解読頼む。
Gary was here, Ash is a loser.
あ、それこの先の道のりについてだ。え？今までの目印と違ってかなり詳細に書いてあるね。これが最後の目印ってことか。なるほどなるほど。なんで読めるんだい？なんでってさっきからリーナが読んでるのを後ろで見てたし。
それにしたって理解早すぎねえか？
そんなことないって。
Yeah, I know what all of them say.
本当にわかるの？本当に読めてるの？あ、全然読めてないじゃん。もうびっくりさせないで。ほらほら、こっちだよ。
お前止まれ！バカ、危ねえ
！Shove.
トニオ、あそこだよ。
もらったぜ。
Yeah, the ending is determined with a couple choices that you can make. This cutscene is just people getting shoved out of the way in sequence. I remember this kid being weirdly difficult in the hard mode version of the story.
なんだこいつ。これ以上近づかせはしないぞ。村は僕が守る。
なんかすごく勘違いされてない？ひょっとしてあんたカシュ族？村で何かがあったってこと？
だとしたらなんだ。許さない。許さないぞ。村は
Kids hopped up on Protag juice.
聞く耳持たねえか。
In. Keep your eyes peeled, she says, blocking the screen with her text bubble. I broke my chain. My chain broke. He keeps tagging me right when I'm about to pop my chain. About to use my special. I wonder if the shotgun might do more damage. I quickly switch. Okay. No, it broke. Oh, that's why, because he uses Dika. So on hard mode, they get, like, every mission gets a level bump. So this guy is a lot stronger, and as a result, that Digga will one-shot you. There we go. This one's just graded on how many traps you, how many of the actual things you read correctly. This one would also be tricky if you're playing the Japanese version, you don't speak Japanese.
この子がカー種族？私たちと同じように見える。カー種族っていうのは種族じゃない。あたいたちの種族じゃなくて、さっきのミラージュブラストも今でこそグラール中で知られてるけど、近年の研究とともに文明に触れる機会が増えた。
I don't remember when I get to use my super weapon. I want to say it's like level 20, I think you can start getting the units. Oops, sorry.
それはそうなんだけど、その子の様子から見てもカー種族の村。
仕方ねえ。って俺たちは一旦こいつを連れて、お前たちは先に進んで。
私たちが先。あんたたちの船に医療ポッドとかない。
そう心配する。
Just cast Resta.
じゃ頼んだぞ。
Just drop a ton of monomates on him, drop a moon atomizer, soul atomizer, he's good to go.
ただの人探しだと思ってた。なるべくなら
I believe you can buy some, but I want to say some of them have to be found. Oh, these are just right because these don't have levels. It's just you need a B rank armor. So these are the rather than have, you know, a custom mag determine your photon blast in this game, you have for what's it called? For casts, you get units that you slap into your armor. So you can pick a laser, you can pick a Gatling gun, you can do big arm. Yeah, beasts get the ability to transform into beast. Dumans get Infinity Blast, which is like Devil Trigger mode, kind of. Yeah, I think I generally went with this one. The Seraphim Fluge, because it does... I don't know if that is level 5 Shift a D-Band. And then humans and Numans both get Mirage Blasts. Can I use any of these, actually? Does my armor have any item slots? The car weave. Actually, we could use the purple weave. Oh, it does have 2 slots. What kind of slots have we got here? Probably just go for power. I think that's the way to go. Burpa power. Actually, what armor do you have as well? Can I buy any B? I could actually use this. If I wait a level, I could actually... maybe I shouldn't have spent my money on that. Well, no, actually, I can still use the units for now. And then I can just slap them in here and use my sub-weapon for the other one. Let's sell some of this stuff, too. Yeah, I'll just sell the shields. shields would be good if I'm playing a hunter, but for ranger, like, I can get some okay damage with sabers, but if I want to have the option of block, I might as well just be using, like a rifle or twin handgun or something at that point. Yeah, I'll just sell off this one, I guess. They also made, I don't believe PSU has a slot for your armor palette as well. Oops. So if you want to change, like, your armor, for example, you have to go into the menu completely, which is a little annoying. But here you can just, you know, do it there. Can I have lasers, please? Do you sell lasers? I want a laser. I want a laser. I actually don't have any grinders yet. I just realized. Just gonna sell the shifter rides because honestly I never use them. What are you doing? Wait. Oh, I wasn't confirming. These are all fine. Let me slap my units onto my armor here. I believe they also got rid of the entire, like, arm, like, head unit classification. Now it's just, it's a unit slot. And then in PSO2, they completely got rid of armor altogether in favor of just making everything be determined by units. One more level and I can use this. I can use... Well, I probably want to buy the B rank weave just because that gives me more number. I lost my homies. Oh yeah, you can even bring like your other characters on your file as well, I believe. So if you do decide, oh, I want to bring my, you know, my force or whatever, you can just call in your force from the ether. Although, again, you don't get to... Actually, I don't know if single player... I know for, like, you know, random partners and stuff, and for friend characters, they're kind of forced to scale to your level. But I don't know if single player... I don't know if you're allowed to bring in, like, high-level characters and have them not scale. What if I'm allowed to do... No, I don't think I am. I kind of want to try one of the Infinity missions that has, like, a cool location, because I know they added, like, a ton of new stuff into this one, like, a ton of new areas. Probably DL mission would have one. I don't know if they have it here, though. Resident Evil. Level 18. I wonder if that'd be doable. So I believe these are roughly ordered in, like, difficulty. So, like, this one... Actually, no, that's level 14, too. Trying to see if they have VR mines or VR... I don't think they do. They might not have any of those missions by default, because there's, like, an entire section of, like, the mines and the original forest from PSO1. Maybe Derolay. Okay, that's plus 49. That's not happening. That's also plus 25. Probably also not happening. This one I'm also pretty sure is... Yeah, that's plus 49, so... Because the level of the mission also usually influences the level of the enemies inside of it. So this one's level 30, so enemies are going to be plus level 49. But then they also have less HP. Like, they're stronger, they have better accuracy, and they have more boost enemies appearing. But then also they're easier to kill, so it's... Catch-22. Let's do one that isn't, like, super, super cracked out. Maybe we'll fight Derole. Yeah, this one has extra drops. I'll follow, just so I don't break chains. Twin pistols are still nice because they're just overall real easy to use. These discs as well. Oh, there's level 10. Slap on that new armor while we have it because it's a nice little bump. You can also link the same module like to multiple pieces of armor, so you're not just locked into having the one. Which is quite nice. Ooh. Red boost, boy. There's 3 different tiers of like boosted enemies. There's like the yellow boost, there's red boost, and then there's like rainbow boost. Red is the second tier, rainbow is the highest. Oh, come on. Armor switching on the fly, I don't think it was really a thing in PSU. Because... oh damn, 4,000 Meseta. It wasn't really a thing in PSU because it didn't have that palette. Like, that wasn't on the palette option. But you could switch in the field, it was just a pain in the ass. But then Portable 2 added... I don't know if there was in Portable 1, actually. It might have been. But they added, like, the full armor palette to kind of encourage you to have a full set to resist damage types. Which is good. Black. Oh. Block. God, the perfect guard stuff it's so good. It's so good. B-rank daggers. Pick them up to sell, I guess. Oh yeah, I can also use this guy too. I don't know if I have any dagger techs. I don't think I do. I don't. Oh my god, it's huge. It's huge and covered in electricity. I guess Amelia does heal sometimes. She's not a force, but I guess they just have a routine to say, hey, you know, if you're about to die, prioritize, you know, healing them. Yeah, it's basically just the wing, but it's huge. Very funny. Ah. Oh, I'm completely trapped, huh? Your shots will work, just shoot harder. Your shots aren't working because you're using a basic-ass pistol. You can also do, like, range mode, like FPS mode here, but a little awkward with twin pistols. You generally want to move around. God, that shaking camera. That's probably because I have the camera unlocked so I can look up and down. Regular Infinity does not let you do that. It locks it vertically. I need to block attacks. His gun is bigger than he is. Look at him. Look at this little man. He's trying his best. Laser cannon would have been so nice for this mission, actually. I was gonna say, is that a laser cannon? No, that is a shotgun, which is still considerably stronger than ours, but we're also like 20 levels below, so it'll be a moment. Hey, look who it is. They even make the same noises. Oh. Just go over here. Badookie had railgun. Not to be confused with the railgun from a certain scientific railgun, which is in this game. Ah, mistimed it. Didn't get the just guard. Thankfully, wolves are big enough for me to shoot. Actually, going through a lot of my PP, I want to switch to my melee for a little bit. Melee attacks do generate... Ooh, Chrome Lance. It'd be nice if I switch over to Hunter. Ow. In this game, you get PP back for using melee attacks, but range attacks and text will consume it. And photon arts, obviously. Huge fucking icicle. Freeze isn't like super overpowered in this game because it'll break after you hit an enemy a little bit. Stun is the really good one because stun doesn't break. Stun just completely shuts down an enemy and they can't do anything about it. Also, the wolves are way more dangerous in this game because they actually just kind of like come directly at you. They don't try to do the thing where they, you know, sneak around to your back to attack. They'll just come in and swing. Just that one AI change alone made them extremely not scary, but way more dangerous. That didn't hit a pair? Oh, that might have been the same one. Usually a single attack cannot hit you twice, usually. Yeah, you at least have to worry about them now. Like, the only real time they posed a threat in PSO1 was in Ultimate Mode, where everything kind of posed a threat. A railgun. Got a lot of guns, actually. Dagasteg. Dagasteg, please! That was so dangerous. You're so right. So true. Well, that isn't discount Hildebear. They spin, though. It's also really cool, like, how it changes the dynamics of every single enemy by just being allowed to block. Being able to say, like, nope, I blocked that. Didn't count. strategies that would not normally be possible. Ah, damn. I'm quite alright. No need for worry, he says, face down on the ground. 25 XP, nice. And 3,800 Meseta. Nothing wrong with that. The rainbow boost enemies are quite rare, though. Like, you can increase their appearance rate, but they're still pretty rare. On the plus side, it's a real nice treat when they do show up on, like, a really strong enemy that gives a lot of experience normally. I did beat him. You read it. Melee, get a little bit of juice. Because you can't just be spamming range attacks constantly. I'm sure somebody did figure out a build that lets you spam range attacks constantly, but generally you gotta worry about your PP. I don't suppose you got any, like, A-rank laser cannons or twin pistols in there, maybe? Any little red box items you want to drop off, would be much appreciated. I need to read a copy of, like, the official guide at some point, because they released a guide, like, after they finished all the patching and stuff for the game. It's, like, 1,000 pages long. On, like, all the mechanics on how stuff works, where drop charts are. Or where item drops happen, I guess, not where drop charts are in the book. And Barista. You can get twin Baristas in this game. It's still so wild to me that for, you know, how long PSO2 was around, they never had the Barista in that game. There's no Barista. I wonder when I'm going to start finding grinders. I remain grinderless. Do more chain on this guy because he takes a lot of hits. Can I get a third one? I can get part of a third one. It wore off like mid-combo, so I did one hit of 100 and then 2 more hits of 32. Hey, man. Oh, right, the seize up is another attack as well. Is basic-ass rifle really worth using here? It's a little weak. We're starting to fall apart for weapon options. We're starting to need to replace our beginner gear. If I had like reincarnations, that'd be good. I could have a bunch of base stat bonuses and be like roughly equivalent to like a level 60 or 70 character at level 0 or level 1, I guess. Ah, tried to block. Tried to be nice. Nope. He's using his move. Wish I had a sub-weapon. The boss time. It is boss time. Alright. Time for Derole. He's back. Got a little bit of a new move. New move, new mechanics. It's a bit of an awkward range. Probably just use the rifle. God, I'm so bad at switching the first-person mode. I'm frozen. But yeah, the idea for this one is that rather than just him moving around, you know, kind of freely, you're meant to be steering the ship with the pads on the side. Problem is the AI is not great at doing that, so... Oh, man. I do like how every time they have like a derolé or a derolé analog, it has to be on a raft. No, I don't think this one was Dark Falls. There is like a weird kind of like slug Dark Falls, but it's a worm Dark Falls, but it's not this one. I'm intentionally moving into them to try and get some sweet brownie points for blocking. I don't know if I can shoot these. No, I don't think I can. Break all the little nuggets. Oh, I missed one. No. No, I missed one of the nuggets. Well. Apparently that 16 was just enough to take us over the hump. Mission disc. Weapons badge. Arboga. That's what I'm using right now. Oh, these are actually decently stronger, and they have bum on them. Rebel Purpa, Mukbat. Yeah, another mission disc. Stinky. But yeah, I think that'll do it for me. It's a good 3 hours of PSP2. I think I just want to tell people to play this game. Like, they already made the best Phantasy Star online game, and it is... It's been around for like 15 years now. And it's got an English translation patch, so everybody can play it. Just run it on an emulator. It's easy. That'll do it for me. Enjoy your weekend, gamers. I'll be back on Monday. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Have a good one. Enjoy your Switch 2 and Deltarune if you got it. And if not, enjoy your weekend. Alright, I'm out.